Hello, my name is Amon Okello. I'm the founder and vision bearer and the chairman of Aperi community-based organization. Aperi is Africa Poverty Eradication and Reduction Initiative, which is a startup idea which I conceived and thought that it is worthwhile to implement in Kenya and then later on replicate in other parts of Africa. So Aperi idea can be implemented as a community-based organization, can be implemented as a civil society, like membership society, can also be implemented as an NGO, company, public limited company or private, or any other form that, as long as it's membership based and it's a social investment idea. So currently in Kenya, Aperi is registered as a community-based organization in Nairobi, where currently we are doing membership registration and sensitization. We are trying to reach out to people who like the idea to partner with us, to join us, so that we can move it further and benefit our community. So Aperi is basically a social startup idea whereby members of the community come together, then they give monthly or periodic subscription. In our case, it's monthly membership subscription of 3,000 Kenya shillings. Only adults can come in. Each person is treated as an individual member. Even if you and your wife or you and your spouse join, each person is treated individually. So these funds that we collect, we use to implement development projects. Then the projects that we implement only benefit our members first. Then surplus can now be sold into the market normally. For example, we use the subscriptions that we collect to establish schools, state-of-the-art schools, state-of-the-art hospitals, state-of-the-art different business ideas and startups. Then these ones employ our people. Okay, so what are the benefits of being a member? Why should somebody want to join? Now, first of all, we intended to create or to establish schools, state-of-the-art boarding schools. Yeah, this kind of schools, we take one child per member and we educate for that member free. If a member joins, we use these funds to establish the schools. Then we take one child for each member, then we educate them for free. We think that from class 4, Kenyan system, class 4, we educate the child free up to end of high school. Yeah, that is in education project. Then we are done with that education project. The education that we are talking about here, the kind of school we are talking about here, let me just go ahead a bit so that we see the kind of education that we are talking about here. The school that we are talking about is a school that has everything, literally. Yeah, not the old types of schools where we were used to hardship, treating children in old mindsets. Yeah, we are talking about schools which are very modern, schools that teach modern mindsets, so that a child who goes through such kind of a school is able to adapt anywhere, even in a foreign country. It's like a concept of international schools, but we mainstream it. The modern international school concept, we bring it and mainstream it in Kenyan context. Okay, so we are talking of a school where the child comes, the child gets everything given at the gate free. The uniform that the child will wear is given, shoes, underpants, everything, including roll-on and perfume and Colgate and everything, towel, everything. We do not want a situation whereby children are going to school and they carry very heavy bags on the back, or from one has reached high school, people are going and their parents carry mattress and they carry also very big suitcases and metal boxes. That one is something we are doing away with. The school we are talking about, you take the child to the gate as a parent. The child, everything the child is wearing is removed. The child is given new things afresh. Okay, in fact, the child is even given a tablet or a phone plus airtime or internet which they can use there. Okay, we are trying to create new kind of people for the future. Yeah, so for us to do that, it means we have to start being members. Okay, we are going to take one child for every person, then we educate that one child, okay, in such kind of a system. Now we are going to train our children on things like life skills, driving, for example, swimming. I say driving is a life skill that should be taught to every person before they end high school education. Okay, swimming, for example, is another thing that should be taught. If a tragedy happens today, a ferry capsizes or a ship or a boat, majority of the people in Kenya currently are going to die. Why? They don't know how to swim. Or the swimming that they know is swimming which is sitting in the swimming pool and flapping your legs. We want our children to be equipped for the future. Okay? So these people should be able to swim. They should be able to engage in sports as a career, for example. Some people are in some parts of the Kenya, people run and they become millionaires. Yeah? Why is your child not able to run and become a millionaire? Your child has not been given that opportunity. The system that your child goes through wants your child only to get A and A and A, and you force your child to go and do some big degree. Then they come outside here, they don't have any idea, they cannot do anything. Your child could have been a very nice boxer, yeah, if was given a chance. We need to build school like this, which is going to give gym equipment, which is going to give very nice playing courts, so that our children are able to play tennis, are able to play those very good sports, are able to jump, are able to do the nice sports, and we take them outside there as our ambassadors, and that one becomes their career. They're able to make very good career out of that. Yeah. Now, the school we are also talking about is going to rely on itself, self-relying school, whereby food that they are going to eat, like more than half of it, they're going to produce. Yeah, chicken, for example. Most schools in Kenya, people don't eat chicken. You go to very nice schools, like I went to Kisumu Boys High School. We never used to eat chicken. Even now, I doubt if they do. We never used to eat bread. Why not? Other schools in Kenya are eating bread. They are eating chicken. They're eating chapati. Why can't we set up poultry farms in these schools? The poultry farm serves as agriculture project. Students who are in agriculture clubs, produce chicken. They rear chicken. They see how chicken is fed. They know how it is fed. They know that these ones are layers. We give them this at this time of their growth. See, so when they produce chicken like that, they are able to get eggs for their breakfast. They are also able to get chicken for their lunches. They are able to get fish for their lunches. They are able to, you see, so we are going to be able to produce these things. One, we are going to lower the cost of accessing them, and then two, our children are going to be able to when they come out of high school, they are able to get into another industry, an industry which is not academia. Okay, not everybody has the head to go and just become somebody with several degrees. Anyway, with the several degrees, they are not impacting development the right way. We feel that if a child is able to produce eggs, they are able to sell it, other people are able to eat, this child is able to make a living. So that is the kind of school we are talking about. School whereby we are going to have metalwork, we are going to have woodwork. Children are going to come out of school, they don't want to go to university. We help them set up wood workshops, metal workshops. They're able to fabricate things, fabricate beds, so that when Aperi is opening another school in Mombasa, we are going to buy from them. You understand? So we are talking about a school that is going to be able to do everything. There is almost one or two kind of such schools in Kenya. I don't want to mention names, but when we engage with the people who are interested in this idea, we'll be able to benchmark. We'll even be able to visit such kind of schools. We'll get permissions. Then we go to such kind of schools, and then they see. The school that I went to, we used to have kale, mboga, sukuma wiki, that is cut, I think, once or twice. Then it is boiled. Then it has some dirty green color, and we used to eat it. And I feel that is very bad. I don't want my child to go through that. Yeah, I want my child that if it reaches lunchtime, they get chips and kuku for Monday. On Tuesday lunch, they have something else, fish and ugali and some mboga. Okay. Wednesday they can have something else. Yeah, just like that, so that the children even like school. Children, in fact, they long for schools to open. They really want to learn. Okay, the school we are talking about is a school where we do not have several books being carried all over. We want a school whereby mtoto anakuwa na one exercise book. One exercise book is enough for a serious student to note everything that they're going to learn throughout the term. Okay? We need to implement things like digital curriculum. This idea of Aperi started long before Corona came, COVID. Now, COVID came, then now you saw everybody. We did our degrees online. Even schools, they were teaching online. It means that the idea that is enshrined in Aperi idea is possible if we do it. Okay? So I welcome you into this kind of idea. We need to do it. Okay? We are going to do very digital curriculum. The teacher develops the curriculum, the lessons, it's put online. So every child has a computer, has a laptop, has whatever. We are going to provide them. So when the time for lesson starts, then they just log in, then they see it. Then they try their examples. People do even exams online now. Yeah. If you know you are outside there, you know the university that's closest to you is offering a degree online. In fact, they even do exams online. They monitor it. So that is the kind of mindset we have to approach, to have now towards the future. Okay, so that is the kind of school that we want to establish. We want to establish a school that is going to send, if we are going to have 100 students in the final year of Form 4, like half of them are going outside there to be world leaders. Okay, then the other 10 we are going to use them to start to set up businesses. The others we are going to absorb as our employees and all that. We want to establish the future. But the future we cannot establish by taking students to the school I went to, Kisumu Boys High School. Kisumu Boys High School has a way, an old mentality, which was running it and is still running it now. Okay, there is a way things run there, so you're not going to change things there. So if you want to change things, you set up a different school, come up with different ideas, then you can implement. So let's just go back to the other benefits. The other benefits of membership of Aperi. Now that one is education project. You've seen how education project is going to benefit your child up to Form 4. Okay. Now, if your child has finished Form 4, what is the next step? The next project that we're going to go into is called social welfare. Social welfare project. Social welfare project has two ways. Yeah, it goes two ways. Yeah. The first thing, we give your child grant to go and study whatever they want on the surface of earth. If they want to go and study law in South Africa, they just apply. We pay. Okay, we give this child of yours all that they want to go and study whatever they want. Okay, any university, any college, we fund. Okay, now that is if we do not set up our university as well. Okay, but that one will come later on. It's not part of the initial idea. So once they go outside there and study, that is social welfare. Then we bring them back. Step 2, we employ them. Okay, we do not want a situation where we are producing top students. They get their degrees, then we cannot do anything about it. We are just churning out graduates with high expectations, but we cannot absorb them. We bring them back, and the establishments that we have, we absorb them. For example, if this student of yours, your son, came through us, went to US, studied medicine or any other university, we paid. When the child graduates, they come back and work in our Aperi hospitals. You get it? If the child became a lawyer, they come and do our law. They practice law in some of our businesses. In our school, they present us. We will have several businesses where we are going to absorb everybody who goes outside there. The only challenge I have currently is that if we sponsor one child to go outside there and become a pilot, then we may not have an airport where we are going to employ them. Otherwise, all the others have already conceived that we are going to employ them. Yeah, that's there as part of this idea. Now, that is one. The other way that social welfare goes is that there are some students who may not be academically oriented or may not be academically gifted. In a normal class, wachana the theft that has been happening in Kenya, and that is what ails our education industry. Now, in a normal class, the distribution curve of students, we know how it goes. Yeah, it's usually a curve that we know how it goes. Yeah, I wish I could be able to draw it for you to understand. There is a way, the A's, the A minus, like that, the distribution, we know how it should be happening. Now, the last bit of people, the people usually get maybe 20%, 30%. Those people are usually gifted, but they are gifted differently. Academics is not their strength. Okay? These people some of them could be very nice swimmers. Some of them could be very good footballers. Okay? Now, we will be able to help them to establish a business in their area of strength. That is why we said that in our Aperi education project, we will not be focusing on academics. No, academics will be like half of it. Then the other things will be other half, extracurricular, co-curricular. Yeah, we want that if somebody is able to punch their way into stardom, then we are going to give them facility to punch their way up there. Okay, if they are able to cycle their way up there, if they're able to swim up their way up to there, they are going to swim. We are going to give them facility to do that. Yeah, so the people who are not academically endowed or do not have interest to go for a degree, for example, instead of now the funds that we would have used to give them that degree to the grant, we are going to use it to establish for them a business. Okay, for example, somebody was doing it was in the cooking, this thing, how do you call it, home science club. They know how to do confectionery, baking, and all that. Yeah, so that's such a person we can set up for them. When they finish, we set up for them a confectionery, or these people who cook cake, the bakery. Yeah, we set for them that. Now, once we set that one for them, we again empower them by partnering, so that when one of the days we have, for example, parents coming, we order from them, because we have confidence in this student. This was one of our best students in cooking here in the school. Then they're outside there, where we now have parents which we cannot even cater for everybody. Then we buy from them. We tell them, hey, supply this, okay? Or if the person did agriculture, the club was fish production, aquaculture, then we partner with them. When we want to set up the next fish ponds, we give them the tender. Can you come and set up for us fish pond for tilapia, or fish pond for mudfish? You understand? Things like that. Or set up for us refrigeration units for fish. You get the kind of thing. So we partner with them. We set up business for them, then we partner with them. Okay, that is another way we are going to sort our children. Once they finish Form 4, we set up business for them, we partner with them. If they did metalwork, woodwork, we set up for them this, how do you call it, the woodwork centers, where they make the nice things that we have in our house, the furniture. Yeah, then when we are also setting up something that requires woodwork, building some things, building some dormitories, setting up another school, we give this kind of people tenders. They give them work. Can you build for us beds? Can you fabricate for us metal beds? Okay, you know the specifications because you slept on them in our school, you know them. So fabricate for us 200 beds. Okay, we are setting up hospitals. Can you fabricate for us hospital beds? You get it. Can you fabricate for us delivery beds? Some of these things, because they know them, they've used them, they even know the standards. So that is how we will be working with our children beyond Form 4. Okay, so that is how your child will go. Now another benefit is okay, of course we've talked about business grants for members' children. Then we have let me talk about healthcare. Members who join and they are members of their family, we will set up hospitals whereby we treat everybody. Okay, everybody, as long as you're a member and then your spouse, your child, we do what we call group insurance. Yeah, then we treat you. Okay, so that currently the person who is listening to this or reading this, the last time you went to hospital, you were just forced. Maybe your stomach was paining so much that you had now to be taken. You had to even rush. Most of you even take drugs. You don't even go to hospital. Reality. Okay, how can we make that one easy? Just pay 3,000, become a member, then no other cost literally. We have used your money to build a hospital. You are part of the ownership of this hospital. Then every 1 or 2 months, you have to go there. You have to, for checkup, free. We even set up ambulances so that when there is an emergency, you just call. It comes for you free. So you don't have to incur again another cost of taking insurance. Even currently, as I speak now, today is 11th of February 2023. Yeah, if you want to get insurance, good insurance, my friend's wife was now trying to get insurance. You need to pay like 50K on the lowest side, or maybe let's say just 50,000, okay? Then it will sort you for 1 year. That is if you want to take medical insurance today. But that is only going to take care of you on some cases, and there is a waiting period, there is a limit, and some of them, even if you go, there is still again something we call co-pay. You have to again give 200 shillings or 100 shillings. Now, these things prohibit people. They are prohibitive costs. Why don't we just have you becoming a member pay your 3,000 per month? Then this 3,000 sorts your education, sorts your child's future, sorts your health care. You understand? And the other benefits that I want to talk about. Okay, so that is what we are going to do. All members, we set up hospitals by region. We'll set up hospitals by region if possible, even by county. Then our members have to visit these hospitals at least once in 60 days, so that we do not want a situation whereby you have cancer, then you realize you have cancer when it is stage 4. Jamani, people are dying. They are seeing they're dying, and people pretend that they are educated and they have good degrees. But you cannot come up with an idea that is going to stop people from realizing they have cancer when it's almost killing them. Can we just have ways that people are going to be going to hospital for routine checkup? So we are going to say that every 60 days you are going to go for routine checkups. We are the first visit, maybe you go for just blood scan, hemogram, full hemogram that run on you. Okay, then after 60 days again you go, then things are going to be tested, different things now. Maybe your stool is going to be tested for what, so that if you are going to be having a disease, it's going to be identified very fast, and remedies are going to be put in place. They say that when you have cancer is like number 1 killer disease world over now. The best way to beat cancer, detect it early. Then the other things can work. You can deny yourself sugar, then you starve the cells. You can go into chemotherapy. You can go into radiotherapy. Several means. You can even cut it out, if there's a term for it. Yeah? You can do all those things, but only if you detect it early. If you do not detect it early, you don't go to hospital. Like some of us personally have not gone to hospital for a very long time. Thank God for that. But I am in this ship because somebody has not removed us from that ship. So I'm trying to come up with a vehicle going to remove us from that. Now, that is free healthcare for members and their dependents. Okay. Now, these establishments I'm talking about, the school, the hospital, supermarkets, we'll even have also maybe buses, transport. We'll also get into transport and all that. Yeah, several businesses. Now, all these businesses and establishments will, even this hotel, not, there is hotel where people eat, and then there are hotels which accommodate people like Hilton and all that. I'm talking of Hilton type. Yeah. Now, these hotels and such kind of establishments will only employ members, whereby if there is an opportunity in our Aperi Machakos branch, we want a cook, we will check from our membership who has done diploma or certificate in food and beverage production. You get the job. You are just contacted, there's this vacancy tenable from next month in Machakos. Are you available? This is the pay, these are the perks. If you are available, let's make the arrangements, you join. Okay. If there is this school, kindergarten, we want this kind of teacher, you are qualified, are you available? If we'll do that, we'll only employ members. There is no issue of employing non-members, because otherwise we'll have you as a member, then what are your benefits? We only employ members. Member, it is your money that built the school, it's your money that built the facility that we are going to have, the business, the healthcare facility, the hospitals. So we are not going to employ other people, we are only going to employ members as a priority. Okay, so employment, if you become a member, you are guaranteed of employment, okay, today or tomorrow. Then everybody that we are going to employ, we are going to do high level of employment comfort. There are some NGOs, some schools, like international schools, you get employed, the salary can be modest. They can give you very modest salary, very small salary, like 20,000, 30,000, yeah? But the benefits that come on top of that, you go there. You remember we said that everything is given to the students. Now, the same will apply even to teachers. If you are employed there or you are a cook there, You know, in Kenya, people are being employed for 7,000. I heard yesterday salaries and remuneration something saying that ECD teachers should be paid 7,000. Now, let me not comment much about that. That is it's absurd. To hear that, I am pained to hear that, okay? But after being pained, what do? I have come up with Aperi. That is the solution, okay? Now, assuming that you are an ECD teacher, early childhood development education, okay? Now, you join Aperi. We set up this kind of school. We want to employ you. You come from Nyanza, Kisumu. Then we are setting up one in Kilifi, yeah? Now, we want to employ you in Kilifi. Do you know the things that come with it? Now, the salary is just going to be the salary. Salary is just for you to, like, you can even take the entire salary. You'll never even touch your salary, basically. We are going to give you accommodation. We are going to establish accommodation for everybody that we are going to employ, be it driver, be it principal, be it their leadership directors and all that. Everybody, in fact, a watchman. We are going to set up like bed sitter types, whereby if you are a watchman, for example, you are given the bed sitter. Then you have everything that you will need. Kama unataka towel, there's a towel. If you need roll-on, there is roll-on. If you need toothbrush, there is toothbrush, toothpaste. There is everything, okay? The only thing you come with, if you are transferred even from Kisumu to Kilifi, is your suitcase, which has your clothes, because your cloth size we cannot put for you there. You only need those. You don't carry your towel. Towel you're going to find there, okay? You're going to find a mattress there. You're going to find the duvets there. Bed sheets you're going to find there. Blankets are there, okay? So even soap for bathing you're going to find there, unless you have very specific kind of need. Some people, for example, if they use any other soap, their skin reacts. So maybe you are made to only use a certain specific herbal soap. Now, in such a case, now you'll be having to travel with that your herbal soap. But the room you're going to be allocated, you'll get everything there, basically. On top of that, the kitchen will be having food. 3 meals provided for our employees, something like that. You get it? So if you have 3 meals provided for you as an employee, plus accommodation given there, then sasa mutu tena we pay you now 20,000, 30,000 shillings at the end of the month. You realize you don't have what to do with that money. You'll send it home to your mom to just buy something and do with it there. You get the point? And then, of course, even the facility, the activity that we'll be having for the school will be properly remunerated. I have done the calculations. I'm going to show you here as we are talking, okay? Look at this, and then I want, first of all, the phase that I am in with this idea is that I need to start up. I need to start it up, okay? We have registered, yes, as a CBO. We need to set up office. I need funds for that. Last year, I just spent around 265,000. I ran out of funds. Then even the website, it was shut because I'm not able to continue paying it. Now, I need funds. Somebody who likes this idea, can you come up with something? We put our hands together, then we implement it, okay? Now, that is free accommodation and catering services for employees. Then, now, if you join today, for example, then you go home, then you tell somebody about it. Then this person, when they are filling the form online, then they say, who introduced you? I was introduced by Amon Okello. Amon Okello, Aperi allocates Amon Okello 500 shillings for referring that person. Okay, so you can also, if you are a graduate, just a university student, you just finished, you're 18 years old, you join, you can in fact do this thing. Then you'll be earning 500 shillings for everybody that you bring on board. Now, this one we have to, I have to tell you that this referral 500 shillings that we are giving, we are going to give it to anybody. Even we are going to even approach corporates, companies. Some of these corporates, we are going to tell them, the HR, bring, this is the idea we have, this is what we do, give us your staff, and then we are giving you commission of 500 shillings for every staff that joins. Some of these corporates are going to come on very fast. So it is going to be there, given like that, yeah? Now, I have to caution that this referral that we are giving commission for, it is not based on, there is something called, there's a marketing strategy. People who done marketing know it. Okay, basically we usually call it pyramid scheme, but there is a term for it, yeah? If you did marketing, you know it. It is not based on that, because it is not based on that. If you study and you understand marketing, you know, or if you understand mathematics, the pyramid scheme is flawed. It is flawed that mathematically it is designed to fail. It cannot go beyond, I think, the 13th step or something like that. Now, it is not based on that. is it unilateral? I cannot remember the name of that thing, but just Google pyramid scheme. You'll get how that marketing strategy is called. It is not based on that. This is just that we are going to give something, because it's going to help us. When you give you commission for referring somebody, it's going to help us reduce on our marketing costs. Okay, so the initial marketing is going to be direct marketing, like the way I'm now doing to you now. I'm going to tell the next person and the next person. We are going to do corporate, okay, all that. We are going to do such kind of mobilization, but the referral, we are going to, you've joined, you bring your wife says that so and so brought me, we are going to give you commission 500 shillings, okay, for anybody who does that. That one, I think that one is well explained. You can also study more. I am not very much into marketing. I don't know how to call that thing, but we in Kenya we usually basically call it pyramid scheme. It's not, okay, so please be fully aware. Now, the projects, I've talked about the education project, the kind of school that we will set up, okay. Now, we'll even transport students back to their residences. If your child comes from Langata and the school that we've set up is in Meru, okay, the day of opening, the parent has to bring the student up to the gate. That is a requirement. But the closing day, we will bring the child back to you where you want, okay, as long as it's within the republic. That one will be on us. Now, that is the kind of school education project. I've explained also health project, where we'll do all that, okay, free healthcare for members and their dependents. That is ad lib. Now, about healthcare, it's important to say, even now, okay, let me start with the school. Now, currently, people are getting to school. Just go to any media, any medium that you go to Citizen, go to KBC, whatever, their Facebook page or any other. Within a day, you will not miss the information that, oh, this student got 247 marks, 450 marks, did not have money to be admitted to school, or went to school without uniform, went to school without. Now, you see that kind of thing. How we cannot say every time when people are opening schools, people are reporting to Form 1, we have to changia people, we have to do harambes. No. Can't we just do something? This idea of Aperi, in a year, somebody will need only 36,000 as membership, okay? Then what does that person get in that year? They get free education, okay? Guarantee free education for their child. They also get, the whole family gets free healthcare, okay? And then plus the other. I'll explain now the others. I'll tell you. Now, healthcare the same. Currently, within your circle, you know, if you are in these WhatsApp groups, there is somebody who is sick somewhere, and people are contributing heavily. And the people, African society, we are used to contributing for people when they are sick, so that you take them to hospital. Come on, can't you know that you are going? I understand. Due to poverty, we are not able to even have insurance. It's expensive for us. We cannot have all these things in readiness. But now this is a chance for you. We've made it easy. Can you now have it? Okay, we understand. So if you're sick, when your mom is sick and the mom is in the hospital, within 1 month the bills come to almost 2 million. Okay, then now that is the time you'll realize people don't have money. Okay, why do you want to wait until your mom has bill of 2 million? Then you now start realizing that insurance is a very good thing. No, if you are currently able to even afford, maybe I usually say, if you're able to afford mzinga, how do you call it, mzinga? Pombe, the 750 ml whiskey baby, yeah, every weekend. That thing is around 1,000. If you are able to do it 3 weekends, that is 4,000 plus. It means you can be able to just deny yourself. You drink only once, then you put 3,000 into this. Then you are guaranteed that your child will be educated for you for free. One child. You are assured that when you're sick, your child is sick, your wife is sick, your other child is sick, they are going to be treated for free. In fact, because you are a member of Aperi, we are going to treat you over and beyond your limit. There is no issue like now limit. So that if you want your kidney to be removed from left to right, and we bring it up on your neck, it's going to be done by our doctors. No other cost. Okay, the only other cost will be for you to pay maybe motorbike when you are coming to hospital, or when you are now recovered, pay when you're going back. If we have our ambulances, you are sick, we've treated you, we can even carry you with the ambulance and take you back. Why do we? It's your hospital, you've contributed in its building, yeah? So I'm doing away with harambes. No harambe. If you're going to do fundraising, let us fundraise for projects, for development projects, not fundraise to take somebody to hospital or somebody has died. No, that one I don't like. That's why I don't even participate in those. So, okay. These hospitals, they'll be very nice. The other members of the public, even who are not members of Aperi, will now be welcome to come and get treated. Now, for them, they love now to be treated just normally, the way you go to any hospital today. Yeah. The same with our schools. Upon vacancy, people will be allowed to take advantage of the spaces which are there. Will advertise and then bring people. However, those people will now pay dearly, okay? Because the kind of school we're talking about, fee would be maybe even up to 1 million per year, okay? If it were to be paid even currently. I know some schools where people pay such kind of fees, yeah? Now, I've even made it better. I've collected data and made it better so that I know, okay, some people may be rich enough to be able to afford that. Ordinary people like me, I would not be able to afford that. Even my parents wouldn't have afforded that. That's why I'm making it easy. Only 3,000 per month, paid in advance. Paid in advance means you pay it before the month starts or before you fall sick. It's like insurance, yeah? You do not wait until it is on 5th of the month, then you are sick, then you want to come to a Aperi hospital, then you claim that I was a member last month, this month I have not just paid, then just treat me. How have we paid you? How have we updated your insurance the other side? We are not able. So that one will not happen. You pay in advance, yeah? Okay. Now, the social welfare I've explained. Now, there's another issue about social welfare which I left out. After we've sorted your child with the social welfare thing, then they've gone to university, they come back, we've employed them, or we've set up business for them. There is also a way that Aperi idea can help the community, that our surplus will be able to use our surplus to support the community. In your village, where you come from, there is a woman or an old man or children who are vulnerable and orphans, sleeping hungry, even as I'm speaking today. They don't have anything to eat. Even currently, Sahi in Nairobi, there are people who are going to sleep hungry. They don't have nothing. Okay, how can we help them? We cannot. I am against the idea of just begging. I'm against the idea of begging. Yeah. Then we realize that these people are there, but we can have a system of helping them sustainably, whereby we'll have community mobilizers. Aperi will be having any place we start. We'll be having our community contact people whose duty will be to assess the need of the community. We'll be able to come up with data on vulnerable people, the orphans, okay, the widows, okay, the income levels of even people who are not employed. We'll be able to know. Then, when we have surplus of tomatoes, which we from our garden, or fish that we've harvested, but we have enough, more than enough, or bread from our bakery in the baking club, we have enough bread. Then we say, now on this Friday, we want to give every orphaned family or every family that is vulnerable, we want to give them some 1 loaf, some 2 fish, and some tomatoes. You see, as a way of helping the community. Just the same way the government sometimes gives people mahindi, maize, gorogoro moja, gorogoro mbili, and all that. Yeah. So that one we are also going to do as a way of social welfare, supporting our community. That is one. Now the other thing also, we will be having surplus in terms of materials. Okay. We are going to be giving each student new things, new blanket, new duvet, new mattress, new everything. Okay. Children will not be coming with anything to school. We'll be giving them there. Okay. We'll procure them, then children just report. Now, some of these things, when the child has finished school or the child has gone to South Africa for further studies, the mattress that the child was using, what do we do with it? We cannot burn it. We just refurbish, we repurpose, we recondition. Okay? Some of them we clean them, or the shoes they were using to play. What do we do with them? These mattresses we can now give to the old people in the community. Some of them don't even have mattress. Some people still sleep on jamvi, on mats. Yeah. So such people, we can help them with these duvets, these blankets. The old are vulnerable to even extreme weather conditions like baridi, cold. So when we give them this kind of nice duvets that we have repurposed from our students who are no longer using them, we give it to these old people. Then they sleep in warm conditions. So their health is now guaranteed. They are not exposed to extreme weather conditions like cold, which can predispose them to pneumonia and many other things. Yeah. So that, I think these people will be sleeping very nicely, and they're thanking God and saying that now Aperi is a nice thing, has helped us. We give them food when we have surplus. We give them our old materials which we are no longer using. The small, the shoes and all that, we can help also. What do you call, football clubs in the rural there. Yeah, there are people who just play football. They don't even have shoes. Some of them, even I know some schools, they have a football team, yes, but there is no shoe. Yeah. So when there is it's sport time, you just go with your barefoot and you play football. Okay. Now those people, they are limiting their talent. Okay. The students may be having talent, but the school itself is very rocky. Yeah. And they don't have shoes. So if Aperi has surplus of such kind of shoes, we'll identify them in our areas of operation. Then we identify this year we are giving this school football shoes, 22 pairs or 30 pairs that we have. Yeah. Then the next year we may decide to give the other school some other things. Okay. The other time we may give this football team or this volleyball team, we can help them with some of our surplus that we may want to get rid of. Instead of burning and getting rid of them, we'll repurpose and give it to them. Okay. So that is how we will be able to help our immediate community. You know something again about food, this is things like fish, things like agricultural produce. You cannot keep them forever. If they have been harvested, they have to be used within a certain period. That certain period, the schools may be closed. Okay. You may even go and harvest tomatoes and then the schools close. They are ripe. You know, the ripening of produce you cannot really control. Okay. Now the kind of school we'll be having refrigeration and all that. But sometimes you reason refrigeration cost of a tomato may be just one tomato. One tomato, even if you buy today, it can be 5 shillings. Yeah. But if you want to refrigerate it for the next 2 months as you wait for school to reopen or for you to use it, now the cost of that tomato will be so high. In fact, you'd rather just give it to somebody to eat for free. Okay. Then meanwhile you can plant another tomato. Then the next 2 months you'll be having other tomatoes ready to use. You get the kind of help that I'm saying. Once we have produce ready, like fish, they are ready, then we harvest them. We can use them in school. We'll be having hotels. Every school attachment will be doing school establishment with a hospital and with a hotel. Some serious thing. Yeah. Now, when we harvest from our fish ponds, like 8 fish ponds per school, per establishment, the 8 will supply us with fish for the entire year. Yeah. Okay. What of the time that students have closed? We harvest in November, the schools are closed. Okay. The fish we have enough. Half of it can be used in the hotel and all that. Now the other half will go bad. You cannot refrigerate fish for 2 months or 3 months, November, December, until January, mid, when schools reopen. The cost will be too high. Okay. So instead, we will just identify needy people in the community. We support them with that. So that is the social welfare, third project of Aperi. Okay. Now, the fourth project is environment, taking care of the environment. Aperi will take care of the environment of any place that it sets business. If, for example, I come from Kisumu County, we set up the first Aperi establishment in Kisumu. We'll take care of our environment. Okay. Now, the importance of environment. Let me use Nairobi setup. Now, you know Karen, you also know Mudaiga and Rwanda. Okay. You know the number of trees that are there. You know the ambience, the kind of climate, yeah, that is there. You can compare it with our other estates, which are for poor people. In fact, some of there's not even one tree. If there is one tree, it's just one, literally, where the marabou stocks sleep there, up there. Yeah? Now, when you create good climate by planting trees and taking care of the environment, you enjoy your stay there. Okay, you go to these rich neighborhoods, you see even the streets is well swept. You breathe very clean air. You even appreciate that you're alive. Even if you are sick, there is a way the nature there just somehow rejuvenates you. It gives you, like, you feel like you're already well. Okay, so Aperi will ensure that the environment around our establishments is well taken care of by planting a lot of trees. Our waste will be handling very smartly, in a very smart manner. Before I talk about waste, now, Aperi, I said that we'll be using digital curriculum in schools. That is the school. The hospital, the same. We'll be using we'll just remove a lot of redundancies and many. You've done something, you need to print the receipts 7 times and you put them in files. For what? Currently, people do online transactions with their some M-Pesa. You don't literally need a receipt. You don't need any printing. You can always forward the receipt. If it is message, you can always forward. You can always reprint, like download somebody's even M-Pesa statement and see. So if you want, we do digital things. Yeah, we do not have any book. Every student will just have one book. I've said that. Okay, basically just one book, 200 pages is enough for you. If you don't know, you don't know. If you're stupid, you're stupid. We focus on something that you know. Okay, you know how to swim, we'll focus on swimming. We don't want you to have 72 books. Then we'll have any book you want. Test it, fix it. At our time we had test it and fix it. It really helped me. Test it and fix it. We'll buy the rights, we make it digital copy. Even the publishers have the digital copy, we get it. So you have your laptop or your whatever, you just open page 7, page 20, when you want, you do it. You try them there. There is no waste you're producing to the environment. Okay, now that one is done. I was also saying the waste. Yeah, okay. Technology that we are going to use in powering, we are going to use wind power, for example. We are going to use biogas. You know, the waste that we are going to generate, a lot of students will generate a lot of waste. We'll recycle that. We'll do digest it. Yeah, waste digestion, for example. The kinyesi, how do you call this? The the sewage, the sewage. Yeah. Now, the sewage that we are going to produce, we are going to have digesters. We digest it, we produce methane gas. That this methane gas we use to boil things. Some of the kitchens that we have in these big hotels and all that, they use such. Okay, you know, you go to some of these big hotels like Masai Mara, Uko, the Rift Valley Lodge and all that. They do not have. Where do you think the waste goes? It just goes into a digester. They digest it. They get the methane gas, which they use to boil the meat when you want to eat. Yeah. So that is what we'll do. We'll not have a lot of waste from our toilets floating out there. No. We'll ensure that we recycle it, we process it. Then from it, we'll even be able to get fertilizer, organic fertilizer, which we'll even be using again in our farms. Okay, we'll do a lot of integrated approach so that we have limited waste. Okay, those who have studied slightly above know the 3 R's of waste management. You can even extend them to be 4 R's or 5. Yeah. Now, first, when you produce waste, you reduce it. Waste reduction. We'll reduce waste that we produce so that we limit the amount of waste that we produce. That is number one. Now, about that waste reduction, again, when we produce it, we can reduce its form by burning, for example. You know, the size of a human being is, I don't know, maybe 100 kg. It's now waste when you die. When you die, what do? We can burn it. Then we end up with now waste which is 5 kg. We've reduced the waste reduction. Okay, now from 100 kg to 5 kg, that's also waste reduction. Okay, we'll do some modern types of incinerators which protect the environment, do not hurt the environment, but will help us into waste reduction. In waste reduction, now when we have reduced such kind of waste into small amounts, then we'll now use it. You know, once we've burnt something, we can now use that ash. Yeah, we can use the ash as peat. Peat is like, okay, we can use it to fill somewhere. So there's some depression. We just go and dump the waste, the ash that we burnt. We dump it there. So it's just forming soil kind of, and it fills the place. Okay. Some of it will also be using even fertilizer and all that. Okay. So that one will handle. Don't worry about it. We'll be using wind power. I have said that. We'll be using solar, a lot of solar. Some in Kenya, for example, we have high solar insolation. Jua inawaka sana, which we are just letting go to waste. Okay, so we'll ensure that we do a lot of solar power harvesting. We do solar panels. We do solar water heaters. We do solar pumps, water pumping. For example, we'll not use electricity on that. Why do we need to use electricity, HEP, hydroelectric power, to pump water? Well, we have this kind of solar in even Nairobi currently. There's a lot of solar insolation. So we'll try to use that, pump our water, do everything with solar, and then also, of course, store it so that at night we still have it. When solar runs out at night, of course, we'll be having the other sources, the other wind power and all that. Wind power will just be generating maybe and keeping, storing in batteries so that at night we have it continuous. It's non-depletable. I don't know how you say it. Yeah, wind power, you cannot exhaust it. It keeps, it's always there, whether it's morning, at night, you can use it continuously. Yeah, but during the day, for example, we'll just use solar power, which is in abundance. Okay, now that is it. Okay, about our environment, we said that partnership with the community. Some of the community will be having land around us. We'll tell them, now the land that you're having here, you're planting some maize which you've been planting for the last 30 years. You get 2 sacks of maize. 2 sacks of maize, like 5,000, that's what, 5,000. Let us hire this land of yours at 6,000 per year. Okay, then we hire it, we lease it for the next 20 years or 30 years. Okay, then we pay you every 10 years, we pay you. So once we've done that, then we use these farms around us to plant trees. We plant trees, fruit trees, to provide mangoes, food. Yeah, that's all just food. Yeah, we plant trees for food. We also plant some indigenous trees. You know, indigenous trees have the ability to control the environment. You know, let me say the new type of commercial trees like eucalyptus, research has been done and it has just been found that it's not good for the environment. So we'll stick to indigenous trees. Yeah, some of the indigenous trees are very nice. They take care of the environment and they improve soil and make it very nice. Okay, so that is what we'll do. So basically about the environment, it is that we'll partner with people. We'll even do what we call environmental awards. Environmental award is that the person in the community where we are situated will identify the best farmers, for example, and reward them. You give them goats. Yeah, you see this improved goats. We have chicken. You can give them improved poultry breeds. You can give them even pork. How do you call that? Pigs. If they are not Muslim or people who shy from pork, you know, we can, you see how we'll partner with them. So we ensure, and then of course also in the partnership we'll discourage them from injurious activities to the environment like sand harvesting, charcoal burning. Yeah, you know, I say poverty, now the name of this organization is Africa Poverty Eradication and Reduction Initiative, Aperi. We want to fight poverty because a poor person will easily turn on the environment. That is the nearest resource they see around. Yeah, if you are poor, go just look at your village. Poor people, do you know what they do? They turn on the environment first. They cut down the trees, then they burn it, charcoal, very fast money, quick. Then after that, they now turn on the land. Now what do? We can dig this land and make bricks, okay, or sand and sell it. Okay, or go to the river and sell sand because it's not yours. You didn't even buy it. There is no investment. You just carry your spade and start scooping. Okay. Now, this is bad for our environment. Okay, some of the sand that we used to build, yes, it's good that we need to build, but when we overdo it, it needs to be controlled. So when we go into an area, we try to discourage our people from doing that. Yeah, we encourage them to do. There are so many other things. For example, if we establish farms, we'll even be able to employ people in the community. So instead of going to dig to do that sand harvesting and get 1,000 per day, we'll employ you as a casual, and then we are paying you 1,000 shillings per day, plus all those benefits that we are going to give because you are now our employee. You see the kind of things with a lot of benefits. Then people will now shy from doing that in the sand harvesting and instead be doing some little work in our farms. So basically that is what we will be doing in the environment project that we'll be doing in the communities that we set up, our establishments. Others will also conceive more projects or more activities to do in those areas, okay, concerning the environment and even the others. Now, where do we get our money? First of all, the most direct one is members subscription and registrations. Now, monthly registration, okay, when somebody joins, they have to register with the same amount, 3,000. Then from now, that month, now they don't pay. Now after 30 days, now they start paying subscription. Now that is the primary source of funding Aperi idea. Okay, now the officials, even now the CBO has officials like me. Okay, I told you last year I used 265,000. Now, that one is also a source of fund. The other directors also gave several. They gave a lot of money. A lot. Some of them, I cannot even say. You see? So the officials also contribute money. Yeah? When we have something, sometimes when we go for meetings, sometimes when we have, like even some printed clothes I have here, these ones were, we procured them using contributions from some of our directors, yeah, some of the officials that we have. So now donor funding, we are also looking for donor funding. I've already written a lot of proposals. I'm the chairman. The secretary also he's out of the country, but he's also written several proposals, and we've shared them. We've shared with the Safaricom Foundation. We've shared several other places. Now, we have not got any funds from these donors yet, but yes, it is open. We are open to talk. So to talk, because some of these people are able to fund. So we are talking to some of them even at the moment. Okay, there is some problem. If we get one or two who are able to donate to us significant amounts, we will register Aperi idea. We'll stop the CBO idea and register it as a public limited company, PLC, like Safaricom, whereby soon we are going to start selling shares. Okay, that is, we are going to do that. Once we get some good funding, we are going to register it as a PLC. That is going to help us now, because we are, even the people who donate, who give funds, is like they're going to be investing in this idea. Then from the profits they'll be able to get dividends and such. Yeah, so that one we are already considering. Until we get funding, we are going to remain as a CBO, but as we proceed ahead, we are going to consider listing. Then we do shares and all that. We have local implementing partners, LIPs. Now, I approached some NGO, for example. They were acting in areas that are of mutual interest to us. We are acting in areas which interest the other parties. Yeah. So when in such cases we work together, we tell them, hey, we are doing this. You are also doing this. We need this kind of funding. Help us do this so that we work together like this. Now, local implementing partners, we are trying to get them. We had a foundation here that we are working closely with, and we are also out there looking for more local implementing partners. For example, if we are going to go to a place, let's say Kisumu County, where I come from, where you're going to start, you're going to get maybe some women group, some youth group, some NGO, or any other body, or even another company. Yeah. So when we work together, it becomes easy. Some of them could even want to mobilize the community, but Aperi already has data about the community, has people's number, people's contacts. I mean, yeah. Aperi already knows that this person is an orphan, this person, their level of education is this, because when they register, you put even your level of education and even your highest certificate, which we can consider to employ you, for example. Yeah. So we'll be having the data. So it means many people, when they want to implement a project in Kisumu County, the place that we work in, they would approach us. Okay, so that we give them the information. We tell them that, hey, you want people who have studied engineering. The engineers we have in this community are 7. This one, and this one. Okay, so such kind of local implementing partners, will work closely with them. If they have funds that we'll put together our heads, then we bring development. Then now our business ventures will also be able to give us funding. You know, I told you that we'll even set up even transport. We'll do everything. We'll revolutionize. You know, the problem now, people are studying, then after your good degree, you go outside there and nobody employs you. Okay, many schools, even universities, like I went to Kenyatta University, you come out of there, you go get your own job. Okay, now that's what we don't want. That once we set up our Aperi schools, we are doing it, setting up businesses. We are even going to set up university, college, institutes. Yeah, then after that, we may closely set up other things like banks and other things. I do not want to talk about those. Yeah, some of them are very touchy. Some of them are very, very touchy. If you say at the onset, you attract a lot of scrutiny, which is not necessary. Yeah, but we will do that. We will do everything. Okay, basically we'll do everything. Now this concept, I think those are the major sources of funds that I can identify at present. If any other become available, then I will let people know. By contact, we had even the website and all that. Currently, we ran out of funds. Then the website we had to lose the domain and all those things. So the website is not operational at the moment. When we get more funds and things get back on track financially, we'll be able to revive them or get better ones. So currently we use the Aperi Kenya at gmail.com. We use the official mobile number. The office mobile number is registered as Aperi. That's a Aperi number. Then as chairman, Amon Okelo, my number is also there. Then on Facebook, we are there as Aperi Membership CBO. We usually provide information there so that somebody can just basically get the information there, get to know what we do and how we do it. Now, there's something I wanted to add, yeah, about Aperi. I know there are a lot of questions about this. People may have questions here and there, but if somebody has questions, they can always reach me through the number, in fact, I encourage you just go to the Facebook page, post the question there. Even if you want to do a video and ask, I will give you response. If there is any contribution, any other idea that may make it better, we'll be able to consider. However, currently, I've done a lot of thinking, a lot of planning with the idea. A lot of planning has been done. So currently we are now in the implementation phase. Now in the implementation phase, we are not very keen on changing course. Okay. I've also shared with some people and somebody's telling me now, instead of starting like that, why don't you like set up kiosks? Now I said, no, we are not in the business of setting kiosks. So like that one will now make us even lose our focus. We are not doing that. So currently this is the idea. This is what we are offering. Okay. So if people are willing to join, they'll be able to join. We'll be able to work together. On a very quick note, let me just show some of them of the calculations. Some of the calculations that we've done, I'll be able to show you just now. Let me just go some of the calculations. Yeah, I have Aperi planning figures now, and this is for information purpose only. Yeah. I show Aperi planning figures 2022. Let me use that, yeah. 2022. That one will be able to show you. No, that is not. That is Aperi planning figures 2020. Now I have better. For better ones, not for 2020. There is some more updated 2022, 2023. I'm not able to get it, but let me just show you 2020 for information purpose only. Information purpose only. I have more updated files on that, but because I cannot trace them, maybe it's in the laptop and then somewhere else now. Yeah. So for understanding, this one is very old, but anyway, it's also good. Now you see, when I came up with this idea, the worry I had the biggest worry, like, can I really implement it? Is it really doable? Okay. Many people ask me, like, this is a very good idea. Now, why do you think nobody has done it? It means there's a problem. Yeah. Maybe it's difficult to do or something. How do you believe? What confidence do you have that you can do it? Now, then I said, now let me just start it as a project. Let me just start from zero. Then I did everything, literally everything. If you wake me up in the middle of the night and ask me about Aperi idea, I will tell you the Aperi schools, Aperi hotels, Aperi whatever, anything Aperi, I'll tell you. That is something that I know. Yeah. So basically, let me take you through. This is just a basic work plan that I came up with. It is a hybrid. I call it hybrid or a matrix. It is not specific that it's a Gantt chart or what. No, it's just a hybrid table that I came up with to guide the planning, the activity, when it should be done, who to execute it. You get it? Then this one you can now shed to say that this one will be done, this one will be done at this time. This is just like a guideline. Yeah, this is to guide, just to plan. So by this time, it will take around the implementation of a Aperi idea requires around 30 months, yeah, from the day that you start. Like now I'm talking, within 30 months it will be implemented and fully there. Okay, now the only difficulty which is there, that once we implement it, after the 30 months, 29 months, we will not, I don't have a guarantee that the registration and subscription for new members will be 3,000. It can be adjusted to reflect uh, times at that time. People who join at 3,000 will pay 3,000 forever, but after reflection, after adjustment, people will join at different rates. Now, so basically these are the activities that are required for this one. Now this one you don't even need to know much. There's no worry about this. Yeah, the planning, okay, uh, initial funding or mobilization, registration, website development, and all those things until first lot of students reporting to school. Yeah, those are the activities. We can still expand this and include more and more and more activities. Once we start, I'll expand this one. We'll have, this one will be a very big sheet. It will not be this simple. It will be very big sheet. This is just for simple guidance. Now that is not even important. Don't leave that. Now let's go to the next one, the ledger. Now assuming that we start, okay, so ignore the dating. The dates are not accurate at the moment because I developed them like 2-3 years ago. Then now we're in that was in the planning phase, so I was using it. Then now we are in the phase of implementation. Okay, now look at this. Assuming that we start, okay, how much will it cost to run the office? Yeah, this is for office running. Okay, the office running, how much will it cost to run the office? Then I came up with that ledger, basically. Yeah, assuming that we have 1,000 members. The success of a Aperi idea is based on the fact that we have to get 1,000 members. That is 1,000 members times 3,000 per month. That is 3 million per month. That is the baseline. If we cannot get 1,000 members, then it cannot. I cannot guarantee that it can work. Okay. Now, 3 million per month. You see the first credit there. We have 3 million. Yeah. Then I've just assumed funny expenditure. Now, like for example, regional office. Okay, we'll use out of that one. We'll use 1.5 to procure a vehicle. Okay, we'll use the office will require 600,000. Admin office administrator salary 20,000. The finance director will, for example, pay that person 30,000 per month. Okay, the CEO's salary. Now that was the CEO. That was the initial planning, but now we don't have the CEO position. We change, instead we have chairman. We have, okay, 40,000. The office internet 10,000. Airtime 10,000. Car maintenance 30,000 per month. Car fuel 30,000 per month. Marketing and mobilization 30,000 per month. Now that is a baseline, basic. Okay, the baseline that we'll have is that in a month we'll use the 3 million that we generate. Okay, we'll use it. In fact, we'll remain only with 100,000. Okay, the first month, if we get the 3 million, we'll use it to set up those things. Then only 100,000 will remain. Okay, now don't worry, this is a very good sign. Don't worry, it means 3 million. If we get 3 million per month, actually that is the kind of money that we even need now to start. Okay, we have 3 million, we'll use it and we'll still have 100,000 remaining. That is good. That is good. It's usually a bad sign when you're planning a project and you use it and the money is over. Okay, that is very bad. It means if somebody has just fallen sick, you do not have even 50 shillings to put them on a vehicle and take them somewhere. But ours, we've done all those fancy things, we still have 100k unused. That is very nice. Okay, let's go to the next. Now assume that now we've started, we've said already from that 3, we are going to use that one for just for a short time. Once that is initial. Okay, that was initial. This one is initial, like initial capital, the things that we have to do initially. The things we have to do here initially, like you see the project vehicle, we only buy it once, we don't buy it every month. Okay, then we have the regional office, we only set it up once. Sawa. So we are going to use out of these 3, or let's say it's almost 3 million, but it's their recurring expenditure, like office, let me call it office maintenance. Now the office maintenance, starts at the office admin salary. Yeah, that one coming down. No, it's that one coming down. I've now put it here. So call it office admin salary, office director salary, what. Yeah, mobilization, car fuel, and all those things. Yeah, you see, I put that every month we'll be getting 3 million. Okay, now we'll be able to use director salary reimbursement. That one I put that it's not even important now. Okay, from 300,000, 3 million, we'll be able to use 300,000. Okay, you see total monthly expenses I've put down here, total monthly expenses from this column. Now the column here, we said that market and mobilization is 30,000. Yeah, car maintenance upwards, even the salaries, CEOs. In fact, I even included that directors transport reimbursement less than 10,000. Okay, I'll put that one up to 10,000. Okay, then we have 5 directors, I put 50,000. Then directors allowances, or let me say those ones are the officials allowances, and then we have reimbursements. For example, an official has gone somewhere, has spent their money to pay for hotel or entertain somebody or do marketing. Some of these things you have to go and buy for somebody tea somewhere, it will be reimbursed up to 10,000, not more than 10,000. So we assume that is just planning. I assume that all the 5 officials go outside there and use 50,000, 10,000 each per month. Will reimburse that. So all that total monthly expense will still come to 300,000 for Aperi. It means if Aperi gets 3 million every month from those 1,000 members, 1,000 times 1,000 members times 3,000, 3 million. 300,000 is going to be used to run the office. Okay, on those issues. Now it means we have 2.7 million untouched. So this 2.7 million is now what we want to use to build the school, build the hospitals and such. Yeah, so you see monthly available balance is 2.7. In 24 months we'll be having 64,800,000. Okay, you see, that's why I'm telling you you have to do planning. So we have that money available. Okay, we've only taken like 10% of it in the running of the office, which is a good sign. You know, when you do these things, you look at even how much the percentage of your funding that you're using for recurrent expenditure and irrelevant stuff. Like, okay, now let me go. Now that one is good. Now we have that amount 2.7 available, then that is 64M. Now we assume that 64, that my basic assumption is that 64 million in 2 years, that is like in a year is, I don't know how many, is some good, is 32 million. Yeah, 32 point something million in a year. 32 million is a lot of money. Even if you want to buy land somewhere in the rural parts or somewhere good, you can build a very large school, very big school. So and then, you know, when you have enough capital, you are able to access, let me just say, land worth 10 million in the rural parts of Kisumu County somewhere. That's a very big land. Now what if we do 20 million? What if 30 million? Just the 1 year, the first 1 year, 30 million land. That's a very big land. Yeah, very serious school. We want to do as one of the biggest schools, something bigger than even Maseno. Very big school. We want to buy land. If we have some interference, like somebody has built in the place that we want to build, we just relocate that person. We reimburse them. Go. Then we have large tract of land, enough for us to set up the right kind of sports fields, enough for us to have our farms, enough for us to have our swimming pools and hotel and all that. We'll do that. Yeah, now, okay, that one we'll do. Now we assume that now the school, we now want to see in a month what do we need to run that school. Okay, I assume that this school will employ 100 people. Okay, no, it said 90. I'll put there. Yeah, the column of amount, that is the number of people. The high school principal will be paying 35,000. Don't worry about the figures. Don't worry. This is for planning purpose only. Okay. Then we'll have 1 high school principal, 1 high school deputy, also the same. Primary head teacher, all like that until farm manager, everything. Okay. The basic planning here, every graduate and above paid 30,000 and above. Anybody who is not a graduate and below is paid less than 30. That is 20,000. Then interns, what will pay the minimum wage. There's minimum wage in Kenya. That is what will pay anybody else. Even if it is casual, we'll be paying them that. Okay, that it's around 15,000, around something like 15K. So that is what will pay any other person. So there's nobody who will be employed in Aperi schools and establishments to earn less than the minimum wage in the Republic of Kenya. Yeah, even if you are a casual where you come to pick tomatoes or do that, you are going to get the minimum wage, which is 15,000. Okay, at the end of the month, we'll encourage people to get salaries as opposed to daily wages, because daily wages they'll not be able to even do any development with it. And then our intention is also to increase membership for our Aperi. So even if we give you a job, our intention is that at the end of the month you're going to get your money in lump sum, then you're able to pay for Aperi. Okay, things like that. Now, how much do we need to run Aperi school, Aperi establishment? So this is just the school first. We leave alone the hospital side. Yeah, the hospital is a different story. Now, all those people have put there, even interns. We've said that we need 12 interns, paid 15,000. That is 180. Farm officers paid at 20,000 each. We need 5 of them. That is 100K. You see, farm officers, these are just somebody to handle fish, one person, another person to handle poultry, another person to handle the kitchen garden, nyanya, kitungu, and all that. Another person to handle the next hivo. And then they, of course, they rotate. So if there are 5, for example, it means 3 work during the day, 2 at night, something like that. Yeah, that is the farm officers. Of course, we also have farm manager somewhere there, up there. We have one. So we have these people doing all. So there is nothing like what happened, the fish were not fed, or poultry were not done, the eggs were not collected. Why? We have 3 people during the day working, and then 2 at night. Then they work at night. They know in the poultry farm, I'm a farm officer. They don't go anywhere. Theirs is just to be there. Even if the tea is served to them, they know where it's served. They just take break, take their tea. After the tea, they know we are going back to the farm. This is what we are going to do. So we are doing it like that. Now the cleaners, we need 10. Okay, 20K each. Cooks, 10 to 20K each. Security officers now. P1 teachers, the primary school teachers, we need 15. Okay, 20,000 each. IT personnel, we need 3. Okay, we assume that IT personnel, we have a lot of IT, some CCTV issues and all that, assistance with the computer stuff and all that. We'll do digital things. We need people to help people. Yeah, not everybody is very techno savvy, so we'll have them helping people constantly. Now, training people on how to scan, how to send what you scanned, how to save, how to password setting constantly and such. Yeah. Now, we need maintenance manager, one, and all that. So you see, these are the stuff that I identified that we'll need. Okay, I think, did I even put matron and all that? Now, did we put matron? I'm not able to see if we put matron, but now you see, now things like something like a matron, we'd add a matron. So so that's why I said we'll need around, every school and establishment will need around 100 employees. Yeah, you see, this one is around 90, and this 90, the salaries that we'll use on them, you've seen, is already 1.8. Okay, so from that 2.7 that remained per month, yeah, you see 1.8 we've used on these ones. So I know there are some we may still add, like a matron. We may need a matron, but now that one I already have a way around it, that the teachers that we'll employ, okay, every residential hall, or what we call dome, every dormitory will be having a master, one teacher, just residing with the students. Just the last, like at the end or at the beginning of the day, there is a teacher that lives with them. I've seen it in one of the best schools in Kenya. There's a school in Thika. If you know it, you know it. I've been there. That is what they've done. They've nice residential halls. Then just at the end of it, there is the teacher's house. That is the housing master, the house master. Then the next one, the next residential hall, the same. Now here we don't talk of dormitories, but let me call them dormitories for your understanding. Each dormitory, we are going to separate them. So we have 4 students, four pupils or 4 students in one cubicle. Then again the next 4, one cubicle. Then the next 4, one cubicle. It's a cubicle with even the door and all that. We'll do it nicely so that it's comfortable. It's a comfortable place, so that every 8 students or 10, share one toilet and one bath. You see, something like that. So we want to do something that is very high tech. Yeah. Now, at the end of it all, so that all these 40 students in this dormitory, what is called the dormitory, at the end of it, we have residence for the teacher. Okay. We do one nice one for the teacher. If the female dormitory, we have the female housemaster. The male side, we have the male housemaster. Now, these people are going to be there constantly so that they sleep there, so that even if there is some disturbance or there's some emergency at night, the teacher is there, they are able to handle very fast. And of course, we'll be having hospitals around and all that, so we just want the supervision and all that. So now that is it. So we'll still increase some of the stuff, tutaongeza hapo. Now we've used now from the 2.7, we've used around 2 million. We have around 700k, 720 remaining. Yeah. So let's go to food now. These people have to eat. Okay. And I am assuming that we are working with 1,000 people. Just the basic plan, young. But I know it cannot work. It cannot be 1,000. It can be less. So we are on the very safe side. So you can assume now 700. This 720 that is remaining, can it buy food? Can it support 1,000 people? Okay, in a month. Then I said now we have to buy food. Okay, for 1,000 people in this school, of our Aperi school. Maize, we assume that one bag is 3,000. Then we need 30 bags, 90k. Yeah. Then we need wheat flour, kupeka chapati. Yeah, 60 bundles. Okay. We need the wheat flour. Yeah, mandazi. We need rice. Okay. We need beans. We need sugar. We need wimbi and mtama. That is for the porridge. We need cooking oil. Yeah. That time I assumed that that now the cost has increased, but that one don't worry, for planning purpose. Then the condiments, there are some we just set 30,000 per month for vitu kama nyanya and all that, nyanya, pilipili, etc. But you know, these ones we are going to plant. We're going to have the kitchen garden, so we'll plant some of them. So the ones that we do not plant, or the ones we are not able to get in our school garden, we'll still have almost 1,000 per day, 1,000 shillings per day for buying it. So you see, as we've set aside 1,000 shillings per day for condiments. Okay, for something like salt. Salt I didn't even put there. So something like that, tuko na 1,000 shillings kila siku to buy salt. Okay, you can buy salt, you can buy roiko, you can buy whatever the condiments that we need to cook those things. Yeah. Now after doing that in that month, we still have 1,000 remaining. So we said that that money is used up. Yeah, for in food. Now the things that I did not include here that we need to eat ni kama beef is nyama ya ng'ombe. Yeah, meat, cow meat, that one we've not included, or anything like mutton, anything like pork, anything like chevron, we've not included such. So we assume that meat we don't have funds for meat, but chicken we have funds for it because we'll have poultry farm. Fish we'll have because we have the aquaculture, the ponds. We'll have eggs because we have the poultry giving laying. So those ones, so these ones plus the ones that we are able to produce, I think this is a better diet than the one I had at Kisumu Boys, than maybe even Maseno and all those funny schools that people went to. Now that is what I want to beat. Okay, with what I had, you see that 700k per month. This is what I've done. This is the and just imagine if we are going to plant, if we are going to have enough land, we are going to still get more from. We are going to have cabbage, sukuma wiki, and the vegetables and all those. And in fact, sometimes even maize we can produce, but we think that instead of planting maize in large scale, it's not very easy and not very smart. During harvesting season, it's easy to go to the North Rift and buy maize at a cheap price, buy 1 trailer or 2 trailers to bring. Then you just can use that one for the whole year. So we don't need to plant maize. Okay, the same reason we don't need to plant rice or beans. Okay, beans we can plant. Beans is very cheap to plant. And yeah, so sometimes we'll just plant to add to our cuisine, so that one day on a Saturday the students may have mahindi choma, roasted maize. So we may plant maize for that purpose. You see, we may also plant beans for such kind of purposes, so that just to supplement, we say that, or for crop rotation purpose. Okay, we've done something and then we want to break the cycle. You know, the crop rotation, you may need to shift to change, yeah, this family you planted in this plot, so next year you may need to, a new family. So for that kind of purpose, you may need to plant even such. But now you see that is food, so that money is used. So you see the 3 million, it has now, that has paid our 100 employees, or let me say 90 employees, that the salaries. It has maintained our office. It has also now paid for the food. Okay. Now, what are some of the expenses that we may have in a Aperi school which we do not have money for? Okay. Now, I said that we'll be giving these students everything. You remember? Now, in this school, we'll give everything from toothpaste to bathing soap, toilet paper, body lotion, roll-on, shoe polish, graph paper, books, pencils, detergents, even the washing machines. Okay, we'll have washing machines and all such. Now, those ones we said now, I've even calculated basically here. That is like 1.5 million in 1 month. Okay, 1 month we need 1.5 million to provide those things for those students. Okay. Now, what I've not included here is the cost of uniform. Cost of uniform I've not included, yeah, and even the cost of shoes, cost of uniform and shoes and all those. We assume that I assumed that these are going to be done once. So this one we don't need to calculate it monthly because we'll not be giving free uniform monthly. Okay, that is something that we'll be doing once mtoto akiingia shuleni, when somebody is starting, yeah, then we'll be giving them like two sets, two shirts, two trousers, two games kits, to whatever, and then that is enough for them for that year. Then again we'll again do it the next year when they get into the next class. Yeah, no, so that one is why we are not doing that one here. This one is just what we need monthly. They need toothpaste, we'll need to give that, for example, monthly. Toothbrush, we can give that one monthly. We need the bathing soap monthly, toilet paper, and all those things. Yeah, so this is what we need to support them on a monthly basis. So this is for monthly. Okay, we need to provide them, like assume that we need a pen monthly, we need detergent monthly. This is like the shopping that you do even in your house, you do this one monthly. Yeah, so around 1.5. So it means if we have 1.5, we are able to, I assume that 1,000 amount is 1,000. Yeah, that is why I tell you this thing will work, because most of the schools we are not going to have 1,000, we're even going to have half. So if I have 1.5 but we have only half, it means only half of this will be used. We'll be having so much surplus. Okay, we'll be good. So that is the extras, the luxury. This is just like luxury. Okay, now 1.5. Now where do we get this money? Now extra revenue, where will you get the money from? Now let's say that these schools, we have 4 classes, four streams, form 1 or class 4. We assume that it will be class 4 to form 4, the old system. Now the system has changed to CBC, but it will just be the same. We're talking about now like grade 4 to the form that will be equivalent of form 4. That one should not worry you. So we assume that each class will be having streams. Streams are just for ease of understanding. I said east, west, north, and south. Okay, so for example, class 4 east, class 4 west, class 4 north, and south. Now these 4 classes, we assume that we will need to just give 5 students. 5 from class 4 east, we take 5. We give 5 chances to the public, general public. Okay, then class 4 west, we also give 5. That way we'll have 20 slots for people who want to join class 4. Okay, up to form 4, we'll have 20 per form. Okay, per stream is 5, but for the entire form or class that year, the year will be having 20 chances. Now that one will give us around 180 chances that we can give yearly. Then we said now this 180, we assumed that the other Aperi members are learning free. They paid 3,000 for membership. They're learning free. Okay, so these people who are coming and are not members of Aperi, they think Aperi is now a good school, they want to pay, they'll be paying 9,000 per month. Okay, to learn. I think it's even still cheap, because that one makes it like 180 per year, 180,000 shillings per year. That is still very cheap. People will fight for these chances. People will fight so much. I don't know how we'll handle it if it comes to to that time, yeah, because 180,000 is too small, because even Maranda High School, even now, the fee is more than that, yeah, you see. And Maranda, you pay that 180, then you still now have to buy your own box, you have to buy a dictionary, you have to buy hockey stick, you have to carry atlas, you have to carry mattress, you have to carry ando basin, you have to carry so many, and you have to buy uniform, so much. In fact, you'll see a lot of pressure. So in our school, it is this one, you pay that, but we give you everything else, yeah? So it is still very cheap. Our system is very cheap. I don't understand if somebody says that this is not cheap. That is somebody that I'll have to listen to twice. Now, that is it. So from that one, this 180 times 180,000 times around 180 people will get 1.6 million. So you see, from the school, this is extra revenue. We'll be able to meet the other expenses. You see, these other expenses that we had around 1.5, which we did not know how to get. We've already got it from the other revenue. So it means the school idea is doable. Okay, there is nothing that we've not covered. So the things that we've not covered, for example, now are things like cost of electricity. Cost of electricity, that one will not worry us, because we will set up like wind. I told you, windmill. Once you set it up, 5 million or however much it is at the onset, you don't need monthly maintenance. Okay, it will be able to run and run. Now that is one. The two, will be having other issues, like other things, like the hospital. Yeah, hospital will be able to generate money, because when people go to hospital, they are treated and then money is paid. When money is paid, they will pay doctors and all that, but will get also income. So income from this will also be able to use to supplement. For example, if there is repair of windmill, we'll have money from the hospital can able to do that. We'll be having resorts and hotels I talked about. Money that is coming from the hotel or resort, where do we take it? We can use it just to increase and supplement the things that we do. Okay, we will never lack. Aperi system will never lack. Aperi idea is like an idea which is going to ensure that we do not lack. Nobody lacks. We are sustainable. We are able to fund ourselves and do our things the way it should be done now. So that's the entire idea. I welcome people to come and join me so that we do this. This is an idea that I want people to come and join and help me do. So that is the basic idea that I wanted people to know about. So if somebody likes this idea, you can come, we work together, you join us, then